We are back. Welcome to the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff. Me, Ryan McGuffey, here on a Monday, here at the Recap. And yes, I'm back. I apologize. Right out of the gate, we're going to come with you some apologies. On Friday, got tied up with a situation that was unforeseen, and it got late in the day, and it was like 2 o'clock, and I'm like, yeah, the Recap Lunch Hour didn't make a whole lot of sense at that point. So we pushed the pause button on Friday, extended weekend, and here we are back on Monday with the Recap Lunch Hour, and it's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com. Have it delivered straight to your office, straight to your house, wherever you're going. Pick it up. You can do that too. Slide by, get one of those Big Daddy mugs. It's the best place, and maybe where you're going to have your fantasy drafts, which are coming up. We're going to talk fantasy later in the week or later today in the show, because for all of you who haven't joined the Recap Fantasy League yet, you got this week and then the $5,000 prize we're off and running for. We're looking forward to it later in the week. Full chat, the Cubs back in the mix here. Sweep the Angels to move within 5 games of Milwaukee. They've picked up 4 games in a week. And before we get too excited, that is the kind of things that happen in baseball where you can get hot, get a sweep, and have a team that was the hottest team in the world lose 6 out of 9, and you've picked up 4 games, and they've had some bullpen struggles of late too, which has been something to see. And if you're a Brewers fan, are you concerned? Because Kyle Tucker hit 3 home runs over the weekend, and here we go. He had 2 on Saturday night and a blowout win, and maybe, just maybe, Kyle Tucker's back. I know some of you probably don't want to hear that. Colson Montgomery, this dude just is one of the better stories in Chicago baseball, not just the White Sox, but all of Chicago baseball. 13 home runs in the second half. He's hit 3 straight, trying to become, I believe, the 3rd or 4th rookie ever to have 4 homered. I'm sorry, the White Sox ever to have 4 straight games with a homer. Matt Davidson's on that list. Jose Abreu, I believe, is on that list. And Colson Montgomery trying to do it against the Kansas City Royals tonight. And then, your thoughts. The Bears have to have their roster cut down tomorrow. Caleb Williams rebounds after the tough start in KC. Tough start across the board for the ones. And then I love the story of Caleb taking his helmet off, Tyson warming up, Ben Johnson looking over going, "What are you doing? Put your helmet back on." He goes out there, leads a 2-minute drive, and then, of course, with Tyson Bagent. Now, look, I got a Tyson Bagent t-shirt on today. Now, I'm not saying anything because I'm a Caleb guy, but I love Tyson Bagent as well. And it was fun to watch Friday night, him lead the team down the field with no timeouts and then hit Walker on the strike to end it. So let's go to the chat because I know it's full. It's got a ton of comments. Of course, the real Phil Sims leads us off. Phil, in the game in Anaheim on Saturday, was supposed to sweep the Angels on to San Francisco. Should go 5-1 against the Rockies. You've really set yourself up, Rockies and Giants, to do some good things on this trip because of sweeps. Anytime you sweep, you have really put yourself in a really good position. So an 8-1 road trip, guys, would be about Milwaukee-esque. Clyde, Cubs should sweep the Rockies. I do agree with that. Take 2. I think your guys are right. Eric, great series sweep by the Cubs this weekend. Hello to all the recap folks. Are we starting to see the Cubs turn it around? Yeah, the Bears won on Friday, but Ben Johnson kept it in perspective because he knows there's more work to be done. Only 2 weeks away. Agreed. That's what I love about Ben. First of all, I love if there's a game and they're keeping score, he's going to win it. He's trying to win the football game. And then I also love the first thing out of his mouth was, "That was not Bears football." I love it. This is a coach that's going to sound a lot different than the guys that have preceded him. My guy Pablo, always a tough wait for the first game, but super excited to see how Coach Johnson's vision plays out, plus Monday Night Football. Agree with Phil. Keep winning games. Take one game at a time. As for the pennant races, the real fun starts September 1. Then we'll see who's for real. I love PCE. That's good. Landon, well done. Saw on Twitter that Cade Horton is the lead guy for NL Rookie of the Year. That would be nice to see happen. He was not as of last week, but I will say we should have probably bet him earlier in the year when this thing was starting to go around. Looking at awards, the Rookie of the Year in the National League, Cade Horton, plus 150. He is the leader now, but plus 150 is juicy odds. I mean, I like that. He just broke the Cubs record for fewest amount of runs given up in like a 7-start stretch, including Jake Arrieta. Pablo Vasek. What's up, Lane? I love when you guys all say hi to each other. Colson is the real deal. Look forward to seeing more of the team improve around it. Buying stock in Colson Montgomery Ward right now. Love it. Is it safe to say the NL Cy Young race is Paul Skeens to lose? I don't even know if it's his to lose. He's minus 1,000 to win the award. Yesterday, going into the day, I looked. He was minus 450. He is minus 1,000. And then you got to take Zach Wheeler off the board, obviously. A catastrophic injury for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's out for the year, probably into next year. Christopher Sanchez has been really good, but not good enough to win the Cy Young. And then you look over in the American League, it's fun. It's Skubal and Garrett Crochet. Skubal at minus 130, Crochet at minus 105. PCA is henceforth known as Pete Krovasek. Are the Aviators making an appearance this week? I've been gone and haven't been up on how well the Recap fam has been doing betting. Pablo, we were 500 last week and we were a game above 5. We're inching our way back to positivity. And the last bet we gave out was the Dodgers run line on Thursday and that cash. So the Aviators will be making an appearance not only this week, but today. So there you go. Is the Recap channel going to be live from the Sox game anytime soon? Want to get to a game before the year's up? Yeah, I have not been able to be at the ballpark as much lately. I've been dealing with some things in the homestead. So I do plan on being back out there. In terms of whether or not I'll do the show, we'll have to see. Matt, if Council takes last game of the Brewers series seriously and the Cubs win 4 out of 5, they're only 3 games back. That's a great point, man. That lineup, we can't sit there and say that Owen Casey and Matt Shaw wouldn't have gone 0 for 6 or 0 for 8 in that game, but we don't know. And we do know that those were 2 of the hotter hitters that were on the bench. There's Becky. She wants to see Seiya Suzuki on the bench play Owen Casey. Becky always bringing the post. Kyle, Cubs with a big series win. Let's just keep stacking wins. Only can worry about who you play and not anyone else. I always say that. Just don't look in your rearview mirror. Focus on the road in front of you. That's what you got to do. Especially when you're coming down the stretch here and have a shot to go after it. When the Cubs can chase the Brewers down if they worry about the Cubs. They can't worry about who the Brewers are playing when they're playing them. Can't. Becky, maybe the Brewers will start to slump and we get hot and gain some ground on them. I mean, in theory, they've lost 6 of 9. That's a slump. Will I be doing the college football picks on Friday? Lots of great weeks. We are officially here. It was nice to get the palate wet a little bit on Saturday, but what's coming up this weekend is awesome. Labor Day weekend and true college football. Phil, I can tell you, I'll be wetting the beak. Friday, I'll give college football picks, 100%. We may be doing, what I might do is I'll just keep a Friday tab going of how we do college football and then an NFL as well once we get to that. Got to jump to my guy, Cohort. Cohort's throwing the skins down. I told you, if you throw the skins down, your comment gets up there. Another $10. Cohort, true fan of the show. This cold spell's got us ready for some football. Can't wait to watch high school. Friday downstate. Broncos in 3 weeks. Illinois USC last weekend of September. Let's up and go. We'll see the Cubs in October. That's a fact. A lot there, Cohort. A lot there. There's nothing better. It's officially football season. High school football this week. College football and then pros fired up next week. Going back way up to kind of where we were. Trying to find where we were. Okay, here we are. Becky says if Casey, thank you, Cohort. Thank you. If Casey isn't going to play, send him back down. Nathan, 2 weeks ago, I was on full doomsday prepper for Cubs playoff chances. But I'm back, baby. Milwaukee's next 10 are insanely tough to compare to Chicago. Okay, here, let's go look at MLB toughest schedules. Tankathon, toughest remaining schedules in Major League Baseball. The Brewers have the 10th toughest schedule left. The Cubs have the second easiest. So there you go. The Brewers, they got the Phillies, the Blue Jays, the Padres, the Reds, the Rangers still. Cubs, Mets and Reds, and then here, listen to this. The Rockies, the Nationals, the Pirates, the Braves, the Giants, and the Rays. It's pretty good. Becky, your guess is as good as ours on all of this. Sea's been terrible in the second half. If you need a private bodyguard at any game to cover you going forward, let me know. My resume includes 12 boxing classes and 2.5 minutes of cardio. Hashtag, you are, Pablo. You're my guy. You're my guy. Kyle, got to give credit to the Sky coach, Tyler Marsh, this past weekend for showing fire to get his team going. Unfortunately, the effort came up a bit short. Marsh still needs to go, in my opinion. Kyle, your passion for Chicago Sky basketball is second to none. They have many assistants on their staff who were head coaches at one time. Yeah, sometimes when you promote, though, from within, you're just kicking the can down the road. There's my guy. Breck Bear, happy Monday, nerd. Horrible loss by the Fire this weekend, losing 4-0 to Philly. Still some season left to secure a playoff berth. The Cubs starting to look like the team that might be the only playoff team in Chicago. I'll take that over the Fire, no offense. It looks like sitting Tucker is paying dividends. Wouldn't hurt to give Say a few days off, too. I totally agree. Kyle, welcome in. Breck Bear. I love when you guys welcome back. Pablo, Lip, what's up? Guff, who's your standout player that deserves a spot on the Bears roster? Also, I wish I had the click button to fast forward to Saturday. I mean, hard not to like Walker there in the Bears Chiefs game there. The touchdown pass that he caught. I think he's on the roster. I do. I'm bringing him up here. I'm bringing him up because he has been absolutely fantastic. I'm trying to give me a second here. Ja'Day Walker. He's been fun to watch. I think he's been fun to like. He had 3 for 37 in the touchdown. He had 11 targets in the preseason, 8 catches, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think I got a spot for him. Becky back to the Cubs. Casey can DH. Ross sat Seiya for several games, and then he got hot again. I agree about sitting Seiya. Worked for Tucker, maybe him too. Becky wants Counsell gone. He's not playing the kids. He's trying to win a playoff, or he's trying to clinch a playoff spot. He's going to ride the guys that are there. That's fine. But sometimes, like Ian Happ, of course, not been great all year either. Will Venables done a great job of tinkering with his batting order, rewarding those who are hot near the top of the order to maximize their ABs 100%. Kyle wants to know where Godfather is and if Ricketts is still under the luxury tax. Counsell can't hit for his players, but he can maximize his potential output by giving the most at-bats to his best hitters. And I think that's what Becky's saying. I think it's what we're all saying over the past week is you play the people right now that can get you to where you need to go, rather than sit there and rest on, well, here's what he was doing in April, May, and June. Becky thinks Craig Counsell's the worst manager in the game. It's pretty strong. Matt Shaw keeps looking like an everyday player with each passing game. Hope he's our permanent starter for. I think he's penciled in as a permanent starter. Eric's throwing some shade at Clyde. Need to take 2 of 3 from the Giants and sweep the Rockies. Breck Bear's going to have fun with this group, but by the way, if the Rockies steal a game from the Cubs, there's no doubt. No doubt about it. I've been thinking about the Sox spending some cash. What's your take on getting like a Max Muncy, Marcell Ozuna? I like those other type. We did a podcast 2 weeks ago, me and BA, and I brought up some names that made sense to me, and their names somewhat similar to the two that you brought up. Cedric Mullins was a guy I talked about. I brought up Josh Naylor, but I think he's probably too much. And then some middle of the road, like Chris Paddock as a pitcher. But yeah, I think you're onto the right thing. I think, Lip, you're onto the right type of player. There's Godfather, still under the luxury tax on August 25th. We'll stay there until the next strike. His plan all along. There it is. There it is. Bears still look like they need work, even with some starters not playing. Next time it's for real. Can't wait for Monday night against Minnesota in 2 weeks. Bear down, Bears. Kyle, I'll say this. Every team still needs work. There's no perfect team. At this time of year, there's no perfect team. Didn't bring in an experienced closer at the deadline. Palencia's arm is going to fall off. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, it's a big concern of mine. We can all say what they should. We can say what they should do all we want. We know that the Cubs haven't won when they were supposed to. I do like how they've been playing lately, so we'll see. Yeah, That, Swayze, to me is just a statement of confliction. And that's kind of how we all are about the Cubs. Guff, the way I see this for the Cubs, they have the second easiest remaining schedule in all of baseball. If they're serious about winning, this is the time to do it. No excuses. Agreed. Kyle, biggest football game this weekend. Ohio State, Texas, LSU, Clemson, Notre Dame, Miami. Looking forward to them all. Me too. But it's definitely Ohio State, Texas. I mean, you got 1 versus 3. The number 1 team in the nation. Preseason number 1 is an underdog in week 1. It's never happened before. And then Ohio State's a defending national champion. So it's absolutely. But those other games, I hope Clemson just absolutely runs laps around Brian Kelly. I think we all do. Just couldn't happen to a better guy. Progressively independent. Hey, Guff. The Ricketts plan, don't pay for proven talent, then you can go cheap. Breck, hope Cap fills you in on his trip to God's country. I introduced Cap and Breck Bear swap some stories over the weekend. That's right. I can't have them in the same town and not talk. That's insane. Should have done more at the deadline to get more pitching. The Cubs swept the Angels. They're back on track now, says Michael. Who's always late? I show up at 12:30, Clyde. If you're so pissed about it, don't show up. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Jay True, I'm on the 10-day IL. One of the 11 local Hooters got me. Jay, you're something else. Speaking of Hooters, Jay always kind of brings us to like the natural transition into Hooters, which is a great place for lunch because of the OG wings, the boneless wings, the burger. And just for a couple more days this week, the snow crab legs at $14.99 a pound. The long-legged Long Island, J. True drinks them more than anybody. They've been $8 all month. Is the drink of the month. The Big Daddy mugs are flowing with Dos Equis, with Kona Big Wave, with the Michelob Ultra, the Sam Adams Oktoberfest. And then I just said it to start the show. Your fantasy football draft, the headquarters is Hooters. Call them up. Go to originalhooters.com. Find the one closest to you. Get the guys, get the gals all together. Go to Hooters. They have the best food, the coldest beer, the iconic Hooters girls. I have them make a pick for you at some point when it's all going wrong. Hooters, proud partner of the Recap and the Recap Lunch Hour, original Hooters.com for more. Michael, if the White Sox can win 16 more games, they won't lose 100. Wouldn't that be something if the White Sox can get there? I don't know if they can. So they've played 130. They need to go 16 and 14. I'm sorry. 16 and 16. Yeah, 16 and 16 the rest of the way. They're 15 and 18 in the second half. It's possible. It's actually doable. I do think they're going to have a pitching problem, though. I think they're going to start to limit some of these guys as we come down the stretch. Rick, good to see you. Brewers starting to look over their shoulder. Of course they are. Of course they are. Swayze, you bail on us again. We're taking it to the street. This is what I'm saying about that, Swayze. Meet me there. Kyle, sure hope Kevin Byer can get Caleb on his podcast this season. Will be very cool to see. He's trying. That's on the channel, by the way. Really good stuff from Kevin Byer with Cap and I last week on the first installment of season 2, Intercepted. Gator Bite, thank God we have a call manager that didn't panic and overreact like some YouTube managers out there did, while our 3, 4, and 5 hitters were all in a slump for 5 weeks, some moron showing true colors. Woo! Gator Bite comes in here. Top elbows, everybody. Dips out. Agent said he was a White Sox fan to us when he was in studio with us. Seen 2 interviews with him, and he pledged loyalty to both. Said it on ours, he was a Sox guy. He threw the first pitch out yesterday. Reinsdorf with another rebuild, and the fans are falling for it. Ricketts and Reinsdorf, 2 of nature's noblemen. Colson is the truth. The kid's a professional hitter. Brewers bullpen really struggling right now, which was their strength. Horton is so good. He really has been the key cog for the Cubs down the stretch. If any of the trainers of these teams look at the intake of caffeine and coffee by the players, it causes dehydration, which causes cramps and other soft tissue problems. Terry, we might need to get you on staff. I don't know, Becky. Maybe not. I don't know. Pablo wants us to start Bench Cup. Best August temperature weather. Start 80 to 90. Bench 90 or higher. Cut below 80. I love 80 to 90 for August. As it's not. I'm with you, Pablo. I'm okay with heat because we pay hardcore once it goes away. Once it goes away. It's official. Kate Horton is an ace. Freaking love that kid from his demeanor to his consistency. Agreed. To blame the manager just shows you voted for Cammie Harris. Why are you coming here and dropping political bullshit, Gator? Huh? We don't do that here. I don't care. I don't care which side of the ledger you're on. You ever see us at the recap talk politics? Nah, we're not doing that. So just letting you know. You want to come mix it up? This ain't the right place to do it politically, at least. Focused on the road in front of me, Ricketts and Hoyer still run the team. Focused on that. Da Bear, says Becky. What's up, Guff? How about Montgomery? Bear down. Angel, you're dead on with that. No NFL for Labor Day weekend. That's a downer. But college. NFL hasn't played on Labor Day weekend in years. They always start the week after. Always. Always, always. Alan, is it mandatory Suzuki take the first pick, strike right down the middle? Feels like that of late. That also shows me that you're struggling. It really does. Cubs off today. Milwaukee plays Arizona. Appreciate Alan on the update because I was going to give that here shortly. Hoyer sadly says Arnie making mistaken when he states, I don't call up rookies just to sit my veterans. Hap, Saya, bench, or rest. Their runner and scoring positions lately is anemic. Progressively, they will need to bring up Moises and send the least productive player to Iowa or DFA them. Godfather says Matt Shaw's Ron Santo with speed. Great glove, a lot of power. Wow, what a comp. Hall of Famer. Nathan, I know Council wants us to rip our hair out sometimes, but to call him the worst manager in the game and wish for David Ross back is laughable. I like when we get to a point where we can call each other out. Like, hey, take a step back. Guff says you take many amazing vacations, Breck. Any recommendations for a sports vacation in December? You, Guff? Vegas for NBA Cup? You two are the man. Vegas is always a good excuse to get away. Sports vacation in December. Go to a Broncos game and tailgate with Breck. That's a fun one. There's no perfect team with the exception of the people at our local Hooters. Jay True. Cap went to God's country with his family. The old Brian Kelly fake accent. Good afternoon, Jay. Is it time for the Sox to worry about Hagen Smith? I think so. He has not been good. They got to look at him in the offseason and see what's going on. I saw my guy James Fox, Future Sox, talking about how he's getting Carson Fulmer vibes. I think it's way too early to go there. I think when you guys are talking, look at this. Breck wants to know when you're going, who you're taking. Hook 'em horns. I'm cheering for Brian Kelly as I'm not a Clemson guy, being a South Carolina fan like Katie. Fair, but ugh. There's Carter Hawkins. I'm hoping Porter Hodge and Riley Martin come up soon. I love when Carter Hawkins hops on here. I love it. Absolutely love it. Cubs go 3-3 this week. 1-2 against the Giants, 2-1 against the Rockies. Thomas, whose Wheaties are you pissing in, man? I've been riding Shane Bieber for a year. He's going to be the biggest acquisition in the AL, like Verlander for Houston. Ooh. I'll mix it up. Rockies sweep the Cubs. Boom. If that happens, the floor is yours, Breck. The floor is yours. When I think of Mike Soroka, I think of Mike Soroka, Jim Parquet, Cat Lounge, kids can play. I know. Mike Soroka, Mike Soroka. Not a golfer, but you have a Golf with Guff's event and feature some. Ooh, that's fun. White Sox money line in Montgomery to hit a home run. Same game parlay plus 750. Bears fans should take the Pilgrim to Vegas September 28th. That trip is so expensive, but Vegas in September to see the Bears will be awesome. A couple things. Let's talk about fantasy football first. Our draft is Saturday night. Join the recap on Renegade, the only fantasy league app that you can actually make in-game substitutions. If your players are hurt or underperforming, bam, pull them out, put them in, plug and play. Go to the Renegade Fantasy League. It's the app. Download the app. Go to the public leagues and join the recap, REKAP, or go to recap.fantasy or recap.renegadefantasy.com, and you'll just follow the prompts from there. Plus, a chance to beat Cap's ass every week. Whoever gets a chance of playing him, easy money. Cap he calls me the human bye week, yet this guy hasn't won 3 fantasy games in 5 years. So just letting you know, it's a chance to get bragging rights on all of us because I'm playing too. And then if whoever's the last person standing at the end, you get $5,000, $5,000 cash from us at the recap. You got to do it. Our draft is Saturday. Don't forget, for those of you who are in the league already, do not forget. Do not forget. I'm calling double sweeps. Like I said, we back. Michael, who wins Texas, Ohio State. Man, Ohio State in the horseshoe. Man, I feel like it's gonna be a great game. I'm rooting for Texas. I am. Cap's a big Ohio State guy, so you know. Jay True, remember it's 6,888 Canadian dollars to win at Renegade. I always love the conversions there. Let's talk about the bet of the day. I wouldn't say we're on a heater, but we're certainly of late making more sense again. As we get close to football season, Pablo, here you go, my friend. The Aviators are on, and we're off and rolling. Okay, we're 8-10 in August. We're chipping away. I hate betting against Shane Smith. I really do. Shane Smith is as good as it gets for the White Sox. But the management of innings is here. The management of innings is coming for the White Sox. We've seen it a little bit already, and I think Shane Smith gets to 5 innings, but he needs 5 1/3 to hit this number of 16 outs. I like the under here. It's heavily juiced. I think it's right, but I think the number's wrong. I think 14.5 would make me go, I'm probably out. 15.5 outs recorded, the under for Shane Smith tonight. And there you go. I think I was on this, and then I'm on a text chain with Cap, some other people, and this one came up, and I was like, that's funny because I've been hang out in White Sox pitchers outs recorded here for the next 6 weeks because I think there's going to be some money to be made there. Cap just texted me from God's country. He's saying he's moving there. No, he said, I'm listening to you spew all your ridiculousness about me and fantasy. How about a side bet when I beat your ass? Right here, Cap. I hope you're still watching. I'm looking right at you, my friend. There'll be side bets. Side bets, plural, my friend. Side bets, plural, as we go head to head. I look forward to it. I think Cap probably forgets there's a draft. Pablo, you asked, you shall receive. Carter, did I say 2032? I meant 2025. Put out the word and we're back up. Progressively likes it. He likes it. The dead, are the Giants still in wild card conversation? I remember them getting hot for a bit, but I believe they fizzled out. At least they took 2 out of 3 against the Brewers. No, the Giants are 5 games under 500. They're 6.5 out of the wild card. They're just kind of an team. They're an team. At home, they're under 500. That's not even the bad teams. Like even the Pirates. Like the Pirates at home are 39-30. Okay. Every team in the NL Central is above 500 at home. The Giants under 500. I mean, the really bad, like the White Sox are under 500 at home. The A's are under 500 at home. The Nationals, but like, so yeah, they're not a very good team. SEC over Big Ten. I'm a Big Ten guy, but I'm rooting for Texas this weekend. Cap says, get me out of the altitude. I want to get back. Cap's awesome, man. I talked to him 2 days ago. He was already like looking at his return flight. There's nobody. All the content, though. How about that? He's at Red Rocks. He's all over the place. We got a new segment called Coffee with Cap. We do that every morning. He's out there in the middle of the woods trying to determine if it's a deer or an elk. There's a reality show like Big Brother Recap. I think should be something we consider in the future. Appreciate you all greatly. The weather. How about this weather? It's beautiful, but it's cool. Cap, we don't want that weather. So keep it out there. We still need a little bit of heat here before it's time to turn the calendar. It's Labor Day weekend, for God's sakes. We got to turn up the heat again. Enjoy the one more weekend on the water. It's been the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff. Me, Ryan McGuffey. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Ordered.hooters.com. If you're still thinking for something for lunch, have it delivered straight to the office, straight to your house. They'll take care of it. Or swing by, have a Big Daddy mug, or like Jay True, have a long-legged Long Island iced tea for $8. It's the drink of the month. Side bet from Jay True, because he's not only just the president, but a client hair club for me. You are something else, Jay. Jay just comes in here, stirs the pot. It's one of those years that I can't tell who will be in the World Series. I know I put a futures bet on the Texas Rangers. They can't get out of their own way, but then they've won. They get another sweep again this weekend, and they're right at 500. Their pitching's really good. Their offense stinks. I just want them to get in because I think they're one of those teams that could just make no sense and get hot. But I think that bet is a foregone conclusion. Loser. Appreciate you guys greatly. We'll have content for you throughout the day. We'll have the recap rush hour in the 4 o'clock hour, and we'll have a recap of the White Sox and their series opener against the Kansas City Royals, who are fighting for a wild card spot. And then we'll be back to do this all again tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Like I said, it's all brought to you by our fine folks at Hooters, originalhooters.com. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Take that.